Awesome. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. We got sound first try. That's a solid start. Say yes, I agree. That's good. That's good. Let's share the screen now, shall we? I think that will be sensible. Need to start the stream. That's it. There's always something, mate. How we doing, team? Happy Pengu Day. Hope all of us managed to claim a little something, a little cheeseburger, a little something. I know I did, and it's still sitting in my Phantom. I think I'm gonna hold it. I think I'm gonna hold it for the abstract. See what comes out of it. At the end of the day, it was free money, right? Like we didn't have to work to it. Oh, thanks, Say. Thank you so much. We didn't have to work too hard for it, unless you cleared us. I had to flip a gazillion NFTs. But yeah, no, it's a good day. It's a good day to receive some free money. Let's have a look at some charts. I wanted to start today with something that Say and I have been looking for months now, weeks, months. And that was the USDT, so Theta, dominance. Oh, I'm making an NFT and let it build it. Okay, thank you. That's nice of you. That's nice. I'll make an NFT and let you build it out however you want it. I'll try not to floor it right away, Cletus. Just for you. I'll try not to floor it. Can I stake it? Can I get I don't know, some Ponzinomics on it? Jokes. Let's have a look at this USDT dominance. So this is the dominance of obviously Tether against crypto, right? Which in a way you can see it against the dominance of the dollar. And I remember saying, we started talking about it roughly on the first, second, and third trial, on the third tap, and we said, it's going to drop, but it's approaching some really interesting levels, right? And this is an important chart to have a look. So if we go in the high time frame, we go on the weekly, and then we can see straight away, like it just coming down to this. You can all see now this candle right here, which is imbalance, leaves an imbalance behind. So that's the last bearish candle before a big explosive move up, and that's a candle of interest, of course. And it's coming right there. So we're literally just there now. So it'll be really interesting for us to see, I guess, from a crypto perspective, how far, if any, how much lower can we go? Because we're at the 76 now. And if this thing does decide to drop more, well, it's obviously quite good morning, Turkos. Good morning, everyone that's joining in and tuning in. We're just discussing the dominance of data. So important chart to look at. We can see that this is obviously on a weekly, so every candle is 1 week. So for the last week, we started to see a little bit of a pull up, or I guess a try anyway. So this, you can see when we zoom in, like if you look at the shape of the candles, this candle never actually wicked down, tried to close up but didn't. That means that there's still some bearish pressure in that week that just gone, and now we've got 4 days left into the new week. So it's going to be a really interesting week for us to see where the markets does decide to take us. If we do decide to obviously try to come up again and retest some highs up here perhaps, and then drop more, or if we fully reverse, or potentially if we decide to do some sort of move like that, right? So there's no point in speculating, I guess, not just in crypto, but on any chart. So we'll just react and see how it goes. We've got 4 more days, but I just wanted to flag this is a really important key level that we are right now. And obviously, if the dominance of Theta goes up, that means that people are putting money into stables. That means that people are not feeling confident, right, in leaving their money into crypto, which means obviously there's a sentiment in the market where people rather hold dollars or stable, right? So that's why it's an important chart to look at, this dominance chart. It kind of tells you a story as to where people heads are at. And similarly to that, we're going to have a little look-see at another really important chart, which I know we discussed in the chats a fair bit, but for those of you who are not in the chats all the time, or you might just watch the recording, this is the obviously Bitcoin dominance. So we just had a look at the dominance of USDT, so the stable coin. Now we're looking at the dominance of Bitcoin against the others. So as this number goes up, as we know, that means that people are putting money into Bitcoin. As the number goes down, that means that people are putting money from Bitcoin into possibly altcoins or other things like that. So my target has always been, and I've been quite vocal about it, has always been this monthly candle, and I still haven't deleted it. Like you can see, this monthly ginormous engulfing candle. So that's the name of this type of candles. It's an engulfing, but it's also followed by an engulfing down. So this is a pretty significant move to keep an eye on, and I'm still not fully excluding that we could potentially come top and go down. Obviously, a move like this, if we were to come up here and then down, would mean that alts will suffer a little bit throughout, like this up move. But we don't know if we're going to get up there, right? Like there's obviously a lot of interest in Bitcoin, so it would make sense, but the market does what the market does. And for us to try to predict the market, that's the worst thing that we can possibly do. So we should always try to be reactive and see what the market is doing. At the moment, obviously, we've broken structure, which you can see here I've highlighted. So that's a broken structure right there. That was the moment we turned bearish. And now we are in a bearish formation. Now, it is, again, like we were in USDT, quite an important level because we are sitting at the 50%. And 50% is a very important fib level because anything can happen. We could reverse or we basically could go up. And I know that, who was it today? I think it was, I can't remember. So one of you, I think it was Big Max maybe, that shared a really cool X post about Fibonacci. Fibonacci is my favorite tool. You can tell and paint really quite a story. So yeah, very important. Yes, sir. Very important level right now sitting on the Bitcoin dominance for us to have a look at. So again, no point in predicting. I am expecting some selling pressure, as you can see here. So when we'll come around the 59.60, I'll see some selling pressure, mostly because of this large, bullish candle that was left behind. And obviously, we'll see how we react. Pool level like us, we're all poor, but we're rich in spirit. Glitters, we're rich in spirit. That's what matters. So next up, obviously, we have a very cruisy look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is kind of obviously doing his own things, right? Like, and I'm currently bullish at this. Oh, what was that? I'm currently bullish at this level. Even though I still, and I know that we have some fun in the chats, but I'm still thinking, this is an important level. We might get to it. But it doesn't have to be now. It can be in the next cycle. But this magnet can go on for a long time. So it doesn't mean that it happens now. But I am seeing that as an area of Sui has just been an absolute tear. Sui has just been like it doesn't even. It's basically doing what Solana did last cycle, right? Like. I don't care what the rest of the market is doing. Sui is just doing his own thing. So it's just like, yep, I'm having my own party here. In terms of Bitcoin, excuse me, I'm trying to look for this little long. I haven't actually entered it yet because I was trying to see, and it just missed. Look at that. I was trying to see if it would hit my area, and it just missed it. But oh well, we're in a Solana long anyway. So this is kind of where I'm sitting at currently for what I think Bitcoin could do. It could probably test this high. I don't know if it's going to make an all-time high again, but definitely I'm seeing this high be potentially taken out, or at least retested, right? Like this area of interest right here. So keep an eye on it. I wouldn't chase it right now. It's already up a bunch of pips. So not to worry. We'll catch another one. And it looks like that was a good reaction. A little bit of pressure retest. So if we go down on the 15, we'll probably see this big engulfing and then down and another big engulfing. So these two candles straight up, they tell you yes, there's definitely buying pressure. We're ready to go up again. That's why it's so important to look at the candle structure as well. But and straight away you can see this is the candle that I'm looking at for retest or take profit. So I'll probably look at a short from here. It might be a short scalp or whatnot, because we are obviously in a bullish momentum overall in the high time frame. But this is definitely on the 15 minutes. This can be a nice Nice little scalp, something like this, potentially. Like you just put it there. What is it? Ah, something like this. So from here, very tight stop, and you just target a 1 to 3. Something like this could potentially, you know, and you can even do a split entry with a second entry somewhere like here, right? Something like this. So something like that. We'll get to it when we get up there. So no need to rush, no need to chase. But I just wanted to quickly run through what I think Bitcoin might do. And similarly, ETH. Obviously, we were long on ETH. We took a stab. I still think we can go down here. You can see this is my candle of interest, but it's not just a candle of interest. Like it's not just this one candle with the big explosive move up. It's actually this area. Sorry, I don't know where they went. This area, this whole area that we were looking at, this is all consolidation, right? So this is just basically the whole area saying, okay, well, I am, you know, stuck in money. So there's probably a big bunch of orders down here that would like to be retested. But yeah, where we are now, we tried along, we just got stopped out, and looked like we're obviously having a bit of a move on the direction that we were anticipating. Maybe the stop loss was a little tight, but I wanted to keep it tight. You can see it just came just below those lows below there. So I wouldn't personally, like if you partake into that long with me. I got stopped out too. I'm not going to chase now. I'm just going to let it do its thing. I am, however, interested in this other area, which I put on my channel, so you can all have a look at it. This, again, looking at the 4 hours, so you're in a time frame that is significant. We're not looking at a 1 minute or 5 minute chart. You can see, obviously, we have higher low, higher high, and then we didn't make a lower low. We actually managed to keep structure in the integrity of the structure, but we did, however, leave this big footprint behind. So that's the area that I'm interested in now. And yes, we did fail to make a higher high, so we actually made a higher low, which is why I'm not going to chase now, because there is still a chance that this could potentially be some sort of ugly head and shoulder for me, something like this, right? Like it's pretty ugly, but you can see that will be the shoulders, the neckline, potentially. So I'm not going to chase. I'm just going to, for now, just wait patiently, and once we get to this level, I've got 11 sets. I've got 2 entry 1 and 2 sets, so that's going to be my entry on ETH. And the Solana trade, this one is my current only trade that I'm in on leverage, and I took it, and I think I was explaining today in the leverage chats. Someone was saying, "Oh, I don't know, because we are still in a bearish order flow," and I do agree. Like this, you know, this is not a pretty chart. Obviously, we're making lower low, lower low. We haven't made a higher high yet, but this is a trade that I wanted to maybe break down, and I wanted to wait for tonight to fully break it down. I did write something on the chat, but why did I take this trade? Is I'll break it down. So obviously we start from the daily. So this is a higher time frame, which is obviously the most important. We always should start with a higher time frame. And then we see this sweep of liquidity, right? Like you can see low equal low. So we created this obviously trend line of liquidity. And then this one candle which comes down and takes it, which means that all the orders that were in there got mitigated, and boom, we are ready for a big explosion up. So this candle at my attention from the get-go, right? And you can see I didn't take the trade here. It tested it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. I took it on the 5th day, because once we identify a high time frame, we obviously have to scale down on the lower time frame. And you can see this was the 4-hour move. On the 4-hour time frame, there was absolutely no reason to take any trade right here. Like it was obviously bearish. But what really got my attention was today. Which was, sorry, I went back too far. It was when on the 4-hour we saw this breaker structure. So you can see right here, lower high, lower high, lower high, structure broken, higher high. Okay, so on the 4-hour we started to break structure. I like that. That means that there's obviously a change in direction. So what we do after the 4-hour, we don't just take a trade off the 4-hour. I also noticed this low was kept intact, so we didn't make a lower low. We scaled down onto the 1 hour, we confirmed the bias. Yes, there's definitely a break of structure. Yes, there's definitely strength. And I went down on the 30 minutes. And on the 30 minutes, you can kind of see a little bit further. And this is like, I'm basically breaking down for you guys on live how I take a trade and how I think before I take a trade. But on the 30 minutes, what I actually was really interested in, as soon as I saw that move coming right here, if you took a fib, this was about the 70.5, which is another fib level, 705. But what I really got my eyes was these two candles right here, which obviously was approaching the level of interest. This is called a doji, and this is called a bullish hammer. All it tells you, the doji is basically telling you, look, this is a market in the size. This is basically, it's like a cross. So the market is struggling to go up and it's struggling to go down. So it ends up a footprint like a cross, right? Like that's where the close and the open basically are in the same spot, and it was going up and down for 30 minutes and didn't really do much. But then this candle here, this is called a doji, a bullish hammer, and that tells you that the market was trying to go lower, but the pressure was starting to move on the upside. And you can see I took the trade right after that on the candle after, and ever since we started moving up. So that's why I took the trade. I just wanted to break it down in case you were reading the chart today. This is obviously on the macro, still a bit of a bearish, right, momentum. But once you start seeing signs like our trading, we cannot wait. And obviously everyone is different, right? You all should have your own trading methodology, but once you start seeing signs, you have to really scale it down and say, okay, well, on the daily I see this, what do I see on the 4 hour? Okay, that's another confirmation. What do I see on 1 hour? Another confirmation. And what do I see on 30 minutes? And that's another confirmation. And I don't really go below the 30 minutes because I think it's, sometimes we go down on meme coins 1 minute, 15 seconds, 1 second. I don't do that in crypto personally. So that's why I like that Solana trade today. That's why the only trade that I'm in. And then we can move on to XRP. So XRP it's a pair that is kind of leaving me a little bit like, what are we going to do? We have some major news, obviously, in the form of stablecoins. So we've got the XRP stablecoin that was launched yesterday. That's going to bring alone a major influx of money, institutional money. But the structure of XRP is a little bit funky at the moment. Like I'm not a huge fan. It's not really like, obviously we swept the liquidity down here. That's great. Are we going to sweep this liquidity up here? We don't really know. We're kind of like in this ziggity zaggity, and I'm not, it's consolidation. It could be one or the other. Like it could easily drop down to this level, right? Like it could go back to 1.4, even $1 potentially. So I'm kind of, I've taken about 10% profit on XRP on my position. That's a very funny thing. But yeah, I've taken about 10% profit. I was buying at sub 50, so I was buying down here. So that for me was a nice gain. I do still think, we are looking at $5 to $7 potentially for XRP this cycle. So there's still a long way up. From here we're still looking at 100 to almost 200% gain. But don't get too attached to prices. We'll have to play by ear in terms of where this cycle takes us. But yeah, XRP, keep an eye on it. Of course, you can see these weekly candles are just like something else. But this last weekly candle was something that obviously we should be paying attention to, where there was selling pressure, but ultimately the bulls didn't let it close, to this could have been a fully engulfing, whereas instead it just wicked down. So good to see. And then we talk about makeup. And this is a trade that obviously, as you know, I went pretty heavy on. I did like the breaker structure there. I like how Maker moves when he does this kind of moves. It gives us a bit of a fake out. Sorry, not a fake out, but it gives us a nice move up, takes liquidity, closes low, and then starts moving up. So that's kind of what I'm expecting here for Maker 2. So you can see similar move. That's why I'm zooming out. So we got the first pump up, which is this one. Then we got another pump up, which is this one. And then we're going to have a close below the low, which is likely going to be somewhere here, potentially. and then a big explosion up. So I'm not too fast, to be honest, in terms of, oh yeah, look, this, like, I could legit, this long move was just there for the trade idea, but really I don't have a stop loss for this. I think I am prepared to see it coming down to 14. I've got no problem, because I know that in the long term it is going to go up, and I'm not trying to time the perfect bottom with this kind of trade. So these are not leverage plays, these are spot plays. So for me, you know, it's just not going to be all the time perfect, and that's fine, and I'm okay with it, because I've got patience, I've got time. And another important thing that I think I ran through last time for Maker, because we study chart, right? Like, we should always try to find confluence. Maker versus Bitcoin really responds well to the pi cycle. The pi cycle obviously being the pi number, 3.14, blah 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 blah. And you can see on the weekly, every time the pi indicator went up, we had a really quite explosive move. Like, obviously it went off here, and then straight after, you know, a couple of weeks, and then again, and it just went off here. So I'm expecting, not based on this indicator alone, of course, but based on the structure that we just looked at, I'm expecting some sort of move to really go. And it is taking a little bit, but like I said, when I took this trade, you know, this is the trade that is going to eventuate for me in, you know, from here to here. What we're looking at 115 days. So that's 4 months, right? Like, it's almost 4 months. So if I take it from here to here, 115 days, you're looking at what are we? You know, February next year. So I'm in no rush for this trade. I know eventually I'm going to hopefully double my Bitcoins that way. And now we talk about some coins that I've been eyeing, right? Which last time, obviously, we talked about. I should sell my house and buy a Maker right now. No. No. Fun fact, I'm actually going balls deep in real estate, actually, because I think that's just how the money flow goes. So I would never tell you to sell your house. I would tell you to try to get more money to buy more houses rather than sell houses. But yeah, Maker, good, yeah, easy. Let's talk about the narrative that is playing up on this cycle. I agree that between, you know, the bottom and the top, we're probably somewhere here. Like, we're not at the top. I don't think we're at the top, and I don't think we're at the bottom either. I think we're probably on the second upper half, right? And that's just the way I'm looking at the markets, extensions and whatnot. So based on that, because we already gone, you know, past the halfway mark, that means that all the big gains that were here, we're not going to be able to make them anymore. We're playing catch up. And I know that Say and I were saying, you know, what can we maximize in this area? Well, it's going to have to be coins that have a low market cap, because they're the ones that are going to give you the most return. And with that, for me, it's also important to look at the narrative, and for me, it's AI. It's quite clear, right? So it's just AI, it's the clear winner of this cycle. And further to AI, I've been looking into quantum computing. So you can see up here, quantum resistant ledger. So we also, I don't know if you guys did, but I'm definitely following as a dev. It's super interesting for me. But the quantum computing saga there, you know, Google just released their super powerful microchip, and the future is coming, right? Like, if you think about 5 years ago, if someone told you 6 years ago that you were gonna talk to ChatGPT and it would tell you whatever it tells you now, would you have believed it? Probably not. If someone told you, 10 years ago that Elon Musk was going to have Optimus bots released, like, would you believe it? No, probably not. So quantum computing is coming. And with that, there's going to have to be an argument made about security, right? So I was going to trying to find a lot, but security. Quantum computing security currently very little is known, and quantum computing blockchain, very few companies are doing it. QRL is one of them, Quantum Resistant Ledger. Look into that company. We know how to do it. So you just go on CoinGecko and you punch in the ticker and have a look. We'll have a look together. So tokenomics, first things first, we always look at them. Max supply, 105 million. Tell me in the chat, is that good or bad? What do you guys think? 105 million. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And what about circulating supply? 78 millions. That's really good. That means that pretty much, yeah, three quarters of the coins are already circulating of the max supply. So I like a lot. And obviously the quantum resistant ledger, they've got their own website that you can go and peruse. It's interesting. Minimum unlocks and such, yes. It means that basically 3/4, right? Because 3/4 of 100, it's roughly, it's 75. So 3/4 of the coins are already in circulation, meaning that there's only 1/4 left before we hit max supply and total supply. That's it. So the closer the max supply and is to the circulate, sorry, let me rephrase it. The closer the circulating supply is to the max supply, the better. Okay. So, yeah, that's why these two numbers are very important. Like if you look at Jupiter, for example, which I love, tokenomics, there's still a lot of coins that are going to have to be distributed. But obviously there's time and whatnot involved. But so this project is obviously very good to look at the moment. And if you look at the market cap, so we're looking at just under 100 mil. This, I shit you not, guys. I was gonna buy down here and I didn't. Like, I'm not perfect. I'll stare at charts all day, and I only, pull the trigger on some of them. I can't pull the trigger on all of them, but I was looking at down here. I was like, oh, this looks good here. This chart likes to move. Like, if you look at it before, it does this really explosive moves out of nowhere. I was like, oh, I like that. And then it just kind of went for it. So I'm not gonna chase it. But I am, however, waiting for a retracement. So once we hit the 50 cents, 40 cents mark, and even below all the way to 25, I'm a buyer. I'm a buyer. And the market cap, you can see, all-time high was 200 mil. In a bull market where pretty much any coin can hit, 500 mils, I don't see why not. And with a narrative that goes, basically it's going to go hotter and hotter in the next few years. And this is something as well that I was looking at, I want to show you. When you go into categories, obviously in CoinGecko, we've got all sorts. Now, do you see here a quantum computing? I don't. You can suggest it, but that's how early this category is. And this is the type of play that is not going to be for everyone, in the sense that, this is a coin that you buy $100 today and you forget about it for 5 years, and that that 100 becomes 5, 10,000, whatever it might be. But this is how early we are. We want to be early in some narrative, not in all of them, because liquidity is key. But it's good to. Am I sharing that? Yeah. Cool. You're seeing it. Yeah. So it's a narrative that we early. Okay. That's all I wanted to say. Yeah. $100 to 100 million. My life story. No meme coins allowed here, mate. And with that kind of thing, I want, which is obviously AI and quantum computing. This is Grass. Oh, damn, it's running. I wanted to share this. Okay, so this is a play that I wanted to chat to you guys on stream, but looks like it's started to move. Okay. Grass, I fed it grass, and I'm not perfect. So you can see, look, I sold 64 grass for $50. That's all I got down here, right? Like at the absolute bottom of it. My $50 today would be maybe 150, 200. So it was not life-changing money, even though money is money. But yeah, it's a project that the more I'm looking into it, and I'm staking grass, you can see up here, like I've got my node, I run my node and everything, so it was just a bit silly, but it is what it is. But overall, I think this project might have some serious legs. Like, it's obviously withstanding the time and the pressure of a new coin. Like, instead of going just straight down, it's going up. There's obviously users that are using it. I don't necessarily love the fact that we didn't do a clear, you can see here, we didn't really do a clear higher high. Like, we barely scraped it, I think. I think in fact it's probably the same. So, but this move we can definitely catch, and I wanted to share to you on a live stream. I was like, I'm gonna have a live idea, but yeah, no, it's going. Oh well, it is what it is. It's the markets, right? And they're not in control. So, but why I wanted to share this idea? You can see big white candle, and then same thing, just going down in the 15 minutes. We can see there was a shift of structure happening. So a big move down, and then this was kind of what got me interested from here to here. And then obviously now we're moving up. So if we do get some sort of retracement into this territory, feel free to take it. The area that I wanted to share was 2.81. 2.81. If we do get some sort of retracement there, I might have to actually just do the set it up after the stream, because I want to take it with you guys live. But yeah, obviously a bit of a risky trade, because you can see we do have some this will be my second entry, right? 50% of this candle. So let's do it properly. What is it? So you get an entry 2 as well. 50% of that candle is, so you're looking at 2.63. So that would be the entry 2. But yeah, this could be a potential long. I don't know if we're going to clear the all-time highs, but yeah, have a look at it. Why that candle? Yes, I do. Yes. So say I'm a you're referring to this candle. I'm assuming what Say is referring to in the chat. Care to explain more about this candle? Like this candle here, is that the one you mean? Or why I wanted to take the trade? Oh, the one. Yeah. Yes, I do. Yeah. So on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour, I'll just show you. No, it's the one again. I think it was in the 4 hour. Yes. So basically, when we see this kind of moves, right? This move has a purpose. So obviously, you can see there was a low here. That means that whoever made or had this candle printed managed to move enough money to do a quick draw on liquidity, and then the price or the market decided to go up. So this is obviously a price that we're going to revisit, and this was the candle that revisited the price. So that was the next down candle. So this would have been the perfect candle to have a look at in the first place, and then this would have been another entry potentially. And I'm sure that if we go down in time frames, right, we can probably see some sort of structure here. So if that was the candle down, and this two, you can see we started making some, basically from, let me get my brush again, from low to low, we started making high to highs. So that's the candle that has my interest, had my interest for an entry, and that's why I wanted to kind of take it from. But obviously now we are moving again, and yeah, we'll see. I mean, on the 1 hour as well, this was the last down candle, but it doesn't take any liquidity, so it's not necessarily something that was super easy. And the 50%, to answer the second part of your question, is because when I see a candle like that, I do tend to have, especially on an entry 2, since I'm already on an entry 1. So on an entry 1, it was current market price. And on an entry 2, because it's my second entry, I try to get a little bit lower, but still within that candle, if it makes sense. So I don't have to necessarily, if I go onto this candle, because this is an entry 2, I don't have to take it from here. I'm going to try to take it from 50% of that candle, which is there. So that's why. On an entry 1, however, if it was an entry 1, you see, I usually take them from the top of the body. So that's just how I trade. And sticking on the, I guess, AI train, right? Because we're talking quantum computing. We talked about Grass, which is an AI project. And this is another sleeper. There's two sleepers, this and the next, which I think are going to be doing good. RSS3 was something that in the previous cycle gave me personally some really nice gains. I think I entered, I think it was here. So it was a nice 293%. And I don't know if it's going to do the same move, but I can tell you that even half of it, I'd be happy at this level. So this, I always use the ghost pattern, which is really cool. It's one of my favorite tools. I have it down here in my arsenal. All it is basically you take, from here to here, and then you can kind of move, and it shows you how the market moves. So that kind of gives me an overall indication of previous moves. So obviously now we're on a daily now, so all-time low. We have been consolidating for a long time, and I've called this in my in my Aussie chat. This is all consolidations, and what happened here is obviously you can see this was the high. We broke it. We started to making higher highs. Fantastic. Now we're making higher lows, and I'm really just kind of waiting now. I've actually already entered. I enter in this candle. It was down here. We went up, and then we came and tested it back down. And I called this on the other channel, so you had the chance to enter. But this is a good re-entry. Like if you miss that entry, now is a really good time to potentially get a solid entry and 2-3x on this coin. Like I said, I'm not necessarily aiming for the top. It will be a nice surprise, but even a 2x on an AI project which is working. And again, we can go on CoinGecko. And if you don't know the project, don't just ape a project because I tell you so. Like I'm not a financial advisor, so just go and do your own research. But everything I say, it's basically go and take your homeworks and do it for you, and go and do it. So artificial intelligence for storage, it is in a Coinbase venture portfolio. So this coin, basically what it does is a combination of storage, AI, does something with social media as well. So it's pretty cool, and you can see it's been around for a little bit, right? Like so, yeah, let's hope, right? Like let's hope it goes back up. But I just wanted to put it past you guys because that 107 million, right? This is not a main cap by a stretch. Like this is just a medium cap. So it's a solid project to put on your map again, to try and to squeeze an extra 2x 3x in there from your portfolio on a narrative which, like I said, like for me is AI currently. Like I personally believe AI is going to be the narrative moving forward. So yeah, good re-entry from here. You got it. And then GRT, speaking of again AI, and GRT is a coin that obviously has been around for a little bit more. You can see like it's all the time. Like this was the top, almost $3. We're at 25 cents now. This was the move that obviously put it back on the map. That was in 2020, like in April, I think it was. Yeah, March, April. And this is the second move that obviously has got my attention. Now, I missed that move. I missed that pump. I'm actually holding some GRT from the previous cycle. So I'm actually in drawdown currently. But I am waiting for a pullback to, yes, absolutely. AI and RWA seem to be some of the main focus of the cycle, absolutely. And Chainlink is obviously a huge player, but with Chainlink, maybe I'll try another one in there after. Just remind me in case I forget. But yeah, we'll have a look at another one. So GRT, I'm waiting for this kind of area. So anything 20 and under 20 cents, that is. I'm gonna go a little bit heavier on this. So I'm saving fiat currently. So just to try and again, this kind of plays, right? Like this is not a small coin. Like it's a little bit bigger. You're looking at it's quite sizable, like 2 bill, like 2.4 bill. But the market cap is, when you look at the max, it's they still got room. We're at 2. It was max was at 6, which is not, I think, undoable in this cycle. And it's one of the most, longevity-wise, it's one of the most dominant in terms of what they do. So GRT is definitely something to look for a bigger play. This is a main cap. And actually, before I move on to the other one, talking about what just said about Chainlink, I think a similar play, if you want to have a look at having some sort of chain link alternative. I think PYTH or PYTH. Yes, I have Ondo. I think it's my fifth biggest position in terms of portfolio. Yeah, I went heavy on Ondo when it was like 30 cents or 40 cents. Yeah. So PYTH, sorry, I was just responding to you, Big Mac. So yeah, Ondo, yes. I mean, just conceptually, right? Like the way I trade is I try to stay away from FOMO, and I try to just basically follow the money. And if I see a project that has backing a partnership with BlackRock, and as their business model, they're going to tokenize all of BlackRock assets. For me, at 40 cents, 35 cents, 40 cents when I entered, it was just an absolute no-brainer. And I still think it's going to be a no-brainer for a long time. So follow the money. That's what we do. But yeah, PYTH or PYTH, which Say actually talked about it and shut out, like he was talking about it at silly levels. And this thing obviously ran. And I actually entered, I think, this week or last week, I don't remember when I sent the alerts. So I'm somewhere at entry here, but I still think we've got room. We got room. Like this is a clean 2x, right? Like 43 cents to 89 cents, whatever it is. It's a clean 2x, and there's no reason if Chainlink, has the run that just had, which was like ginormous. Go and have a look at the chart of Chainlink. It's basically just up only, and now it's having a little retracement. This is the Chainlink for Solana. And for those of you that don't fully understand what Chainlink does, it's basically an Oracle solution. So it's basically what gives the handshake between, Web 2 and Web 3. Like there would not be pretty much almost any project that can do Web 2 without Chainlink. And this is the Chainlink for Solana, PYTH or PYTH, however you want to say it. So obviously with Solana getting huge inflows, I think this is going to be a very smart plays, not so much just for this cycle, but for the next. Like I don't foresee any issues in PYTH going, to $3. Like if you look at where we at currently in terms of market cap, 1.5 billion, which sounds like a lot, and then you compare it to like obviously max all-time high with there, so 1.5 billion. Tokenomics are somewhat decent. We've got over a third of the supply, and then you go into Link, and you can see how much Chainlink has in. So we are 17 billion. So if PYTH or PYTH can get to even half of it, right? Even half of that, that's 8x from current prices. Because these are the things. This is how investors talk and think, right? Like we're talking about last stream. We talk about the difference between investors and traders. Traders we trade chart, whereas investors we trade money in the long term. So, and that's what I'm looking at for PYTH or PYTH. I'm looking at, okay, well, I think this is going to go potentially, 7x from here. We're looking at 2.1 to 2.4 easily, which is a solid little reward. Again, long term, right? Like I said something in the chat today. Boring is boring for everyone, but boring is good. Their tech is absolute top tier. I agree. I had a look at it. It's insane. So, and then talking about Ondo, Big Mac. So you were talking about Ondo. So this is another big conviction play for this cycle of mine, which I only have little exposure currently, but I'm planning on increasing that exposure, and that's Realio. So again, this is a RWA, so real world asset play, and all it does, it's basically it plays, yes, like you can see. Look at the tokenomics. Is this good or bad, chat? Is this good or bad? It's good. This is good. 175 million tokens. Yes, that's more than a quarter already in. Yes. So it's basically it's on the Ethereum ecosystem, and what it does, I hope you can see, it's digital and real world asset. It's a layer 1, and it's issuance of digital native RWA. So in case you didn't know, Trump bought some realia the other day. So yeah, that's kind of bullish, I think. You know, if our president to be is going to buy an RWA, and you can see this is the market cap. I think this data is a bit skewed actually, so probably not overly accurate, but yes, like I'm bullish. Real world asset, you know, the president is buying. The chart is still at somewhat affordable prices. I don't see any reason why we're not going to go back to $3 on this cycle, or even $2, and we're currently sitting at $1, and again, that's a 2 to 3x, so why not? And I'm going to finish off with a DeFi project, because we talked about AI, we talked about quantum computing, and we talked about real world asset. But DeFi obviously has a big place in my heart, and I know they say is agree, because that's where the money lives. And we've all seen this week or last week, I can't remember when it was, when Jupiter, what's his name? Oh, I'm having a mind blank. Not Jupiter, the other DeFi project, Radium. Yes, Radium had the biggest inflow, surpassing Uniswap. So they're the #1 DeFi platform on Web3 currently, and that means that on Solana there is money. And by default, I'm looking at who's the second player could be, right? Like this, obviously, ORCA has a lot of liquidity sitting on it. You can see this major move because it has a lower market cap than Jupiter. That means that it can benefit from larger moves. Like this single move was in 3 days, 155%. And ORCA, you can see, does this kind of moves. We were talking about ORCA, I think last year with someone in the chat, like down here, and they made a bag. So get good. We're sitting now at really, yeah. ORCA was a good trade, but I don't think it's done yet. I think, you know, it's giving us a nice opportunity again. So we're obviously at very interesting levels again. You take a fib from here to here. We're sitting at 786. You move the fib down to the bottom. You know, we're sitting at almost 705. So I do think that ORCA is got a little bit left in the tank, given it's a second, I guess, DeFi project on Solana, and we now know that there's a lot of money made to Solana, in Solana, and within Solana. The only thing I'll wager is this kind of liquidity sitting down here. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. This is a DCA zone for me, so I'm not going to go and sell my house for ORCA here. But I am starting to DCA down. So that means that I'm going to buy a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. And if it gets to here, fantastic. So I'm basically bringing my average cost of buying down, right? So I'm now into my green box, and that's why I highlight this zone, so I can kind of have a visual reference saying, hey, I'm in my zone. Like, it kind of takes away the emotions out of it. Like, whenever I enter my zones, which I've predetermined previously, I'm going to DCA down, and I'm happy to. Like, that's, you know, I can, even if it goes down to lower than that, I'll just keep buying until eventually we go up again. So that's what DCA, or dollar cost average, is. So 2 plays that I'm, yeah, really 3 or 4 plays, because we've got ORCA that it's currently active. We've got GRT, which is very, very soon going to be active. We've got RSS3, which is currently active again. We've got Grass, which, yeah, no, it's moving. Oh, I'm so bummed. I wanted us to take it live. I'm sorry. And then QRL, which is, again, we're waiting. We're waiting for this. Just wait. Don't FOMO here. You can see how this pair moves. Like, always look at how the pair moves. Like, just big moves, and then retrace down. Big move, and then retrace down. So just wait for the, you know, we got a big move, and now we're just going to wait for the retrace down. So, yeah, that's all I got for tonight. Sheesh, already an hour. Far out. Been rambling on. Can you show the RSS3? Yes, definitely can. This is on the 3 days, like you can see. So we're looking at big move up and then big retrace down, big move up, big retrace down. So we've had a pretty like in the small, small thing, but this is a breaker structure, so we're looking at higher time frame. So even if you do something like this and something like this and then something like this, that's pretty good. And then grass, yes, grass is a new chart because it's obviously a new project. So not a lot happening now, but for the current play that I wanted to show you guys was this. This was the if you want to take the, just wait for it to come back. I'm not going to enter this now because that will be chasing. And there is a chance that this play will eventually, hit TP, and it is what it is. Could you have a look at LUM? Of course. Of course. LUM, USD, Luminous. Osmosis. What have we got? Okay, probably not the best one. I know that when I go into centralized exchanges, sometimes they don't have the full data, so I might just see this one. Maybe it's got a better chart. Yes, it does. Yep. Whoa! This one here, LUM price in USD on back on Osmosis. Sheesh. Okay, well, I like that. Yeah. So I know you're not the biggest meme holder, but any thoughts on WIF? No, that's a different one. Okay. Hang on. USDT. Luminous, that one there. I might try it on CoinEx. Sometimes CoinEx has got more data because they're older. No, maybe it's just is that a recent one, yeah? Does it look right? See? I'll get to Big Max just a sec. Yeah, all AI based coin. Yeah, cool. Okay. Yeah, okay. So we're heading lower. There's one way of trading which I've done successfully, and I'll show you when I did it. So I did it on Illuvium. This is how I found this entry on Illuvium. So you can take fibs on the way down to fib extension, and look at this entry. That this was potentially the best entry I've ever taken. Like, because I've worked on it for months. And look at that entry. So we literally to the week. Let's try to look at Luminous in a similar way. So the way I like to look at these charts when they're fairly new or they're just moving a down direction, I just take fib extensions and I've got them set. So I go from the high to the low, and I try to see for some confluence. And this is where I let my magnet on. I've got more info on Deck Screener. Okay, let's try and have a look. And that's okay, Luminous. Yeah, I'm assuming that's the 1.5 mil. Yeah, cool. Ah, there you go. Looks like I bought some. Sometimes, and I sold it, so it wasn't doing much. I'm glad that I sold it because it went up and then it went down. Yeah, okay, no, that's good. A solid level now. Let's have a look. Minimize. Yikes. Okay, looks like a 786. Yeah, 886. This is this is juicy. I mean, okay. What have we got? Let's have a look. 4 hour starting to obviously push up. 1 hour with broken structure. You can see it right here. This is what broke structure right there. On the 1 hour, it looks like we're trying to fight. I'm not a huge fan when I see structure like this personally, and I'll tell you why. Because when I see this kind of movement, more often than not, they tend to fail and then go up. So probably just look at this. Like, I'd rather see some sort of coiling as opposed to this kind of loose. This is a very loose coiling, if it makes sense. But it has broken structure, which is good. So I like that. I like that. And then on the 15, yeah, you can see like this is all liquidity, right? Like, and I'm sure say you can see it too. And that's liquidity right there. That's liquidity right there. So it's kind of forming this channel flag. Yeah, I mean, it could fall. You could kind of retest this. But if this is the meme coin, like they move different, right? Like I tend to come from a more of a TradFi background. So nothing in meme coins tells me that, oh yeah, we have to come back and fill that week. But probably something to keep an eye out. On the 15 minutes, maybe I would do something like this, like set up some sort of limit orders under 618, limit orders here, and a limit order here. Yeah, and another. So basically, one of the 618 and one of the 76 or 86, even in that week. So yeah, it's broken structure, say. So I mean, could go up, definitely, could go up. It is a major point of obviously 86. Like this is it. Like if it doesn't break up here, I'll probably use this as a target, as the first exit, 41 as a price, and then obviously you've got your 58 and whatnot. Degen, yeah, such low cap, yeah, I mean it's 12.6 mil. And then big maxer. So you're talking about whiff. Let's have a look at whiff. Obviously, largest. Is it the largest one, or is that bond the biggest? Which one? One of the two. But yeah, one of the largest of the meme coins. This chart is bullish. We have, however, broken structure here. So this was obviously the break of structure. Nice big high. Yeah, we're breaking structure low. Now, to me, now you're gonna laugh, but I'm gonna do it on stream, so it's recorded. That's where it's going. Yeah, I think this is where it's going. It's definitely gonna go down here. Like that's obviously level $2, so another 50 cents down, and potentially even like potentially we might even see a lower. Potentially we might even see clearing these lows. Because we are obviously failing to make a higher highs, like that's a sign of weakness. So we have a big, and this is something that you guys can also, and girls can also start, when you see these kind of big wicks, right, and the candle closes and the next candle fails to go up and it closes bearish, 9 times out of 10, like you can take a trade just based on the wick and go in the opposite direction. Like it's amazing. When you start looking at the shape of a candle and the footprint that leaves behind, pay attention, especially in big time frames. But yeah, so basically I have obviously a higher high, and then we fail and we made a lower high. And now we're just basically just making lower lows. This thing hasn't even had the strength to make some sort of higher lows up here. It's just basically, it's just showing weakness currently. We have this obviously node point in the market that is going to be an interest. Yeah, so it's showing some big weakness currently. This will be my first point. This will be my second point, and I'm hoping for you guys, for Big Max and everyone, that we don't go to see here, because if we get to this level, oh sheesh, there's nothing down here. Like this is obviously, I don't think we're gonna get down here because I know the market cap is quite big, so likely it's not gonna happen. But keep an eye on that. I listed these 3 levels: 1, 2, and 3. Like these are the 3 levels that I'll be keeping an eye on. If you're here now, yeah, look, just be prepared. Depends on your entry, of course, but yeah, swap away from with the risk a bit. And then yes, Swaggy, we'll have a look at CHILLGUY. CHILLGUY. So look on perpetuals. Or maybe I'll look on here because I know it's a meme. Just the CHILLGUY. It's insane. Shish. Okay. Whew. This is dangerous. This is dangerous territory when I see a chart like this, because this is on a daily. This is the last low that he had, and we're obviously closing just about there now. If we fail to basically start making higher highs here on a lower time frame, which looks like, just based on the last 1, 2, 3, 4 4-hour candle, yeah, it's not looking great, because there's really not much from here. Basically, there's not much you can see, just empty void to be filled. So if this thing falls falls a lot. But of course, there's a chance that, you know, we hold this level and then we go back up again. So critical level here for this chill guy. So not so chill, maybe. It's a bit stressy now. Because on the 4 hour, you've got obviously this low, so we haven't broken it yet. But yeah, keep an eye on it, fam. Like if you start seeing big closes below this level, yeah, I'll probably, you know, exit positions, or depending on entry, of course. But yeah, this is scary. When I see this empty void, it's basically just, yeah, just be wary. If we're getting Digimimi, have you seen Mudang? No, I have not. Mudang. Let's have a look. That shine looks better. And the reason why it looks better because it has already tested these lows and he held, and now it's held in again. But again, now critical level. Are we going to hold here? If not, at least, unlike the previous chart, unlike CHILLGUY, we do have another level here. We can come and test and then go up again. Whereas the CHILLGUY was basically just this, and there was nothing in between. So yeah, this is a better chart. Looks like we might, obviously we're on daily now, so it's a relatively new day, but the 4 hours pushing, so that's nice. Nice low here. I mean, this will be probably a nice, yeah, wouldn't mind taking a little punt there, even if we go just above this equal highs, which I don't know if you can see them, but I'm drawing, go away. You can see these equal highs up here, so that's such an easy target right here to just come and take. So something like this, you know, very tight stop loss, very easy 1 to 3. Something like this could be a nice little play on Mudang. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and obviously this is on a 4 hour, right? So I haven't even looked, but see, this is why we scaled down in time frame. So I draw on the 4 hour. I like that trade, and then I go on to the 1 hour. You can see this was a nice liquidity trend that we built here. Right, we can all see it, equal. Then we have a nice 1 hour that comes and take it out, which means there was obviously, this is a candle of interest, and I'm expecting some sort of resistance here, right? I'm expecting some selling pressure, and when I say resistance, I mean selling pressure. This thing could go down, or we could just go a little bit up, and then we just go up. So just be wary if you do take a trade like this. When you see these kind of candles, you see liquidity, you see candle taking it out 50%. Okay, what am I going to do? I'm expecting some sort of I guess, yeah, resistance or selling pressure. So in a trade like this, I know that usually I do my TP at 1 to 1. In a trade like this, I'm almost guarantee, if you take it, like I would almost bet you that this thing just goes up and then goes back down to entry. So if you take it now, you'll be stopped out if you do move stop loss too soon. So just be wary of that. But yeah, that's nice chart. I like that. It's not bad. It's a nice little 1 to 3 right there, and then yeah, potentially, you know, even get to more. So easy peasy. I was trying to catch up on the chats, but hopefully I didn't miss anyone. It looks like I've got everyone. Any other question, team? This was fun. And say massive shout out. I know that it's crazy silly times for you, mate, to be up. So thank you for being on stream. Really, really appreciate it. And anyone else that's in Europe or US, I know that it's either early or you feel. Are you waiting for FOMC? I am not. I do tend to not trade the news too much. I went on I don't know if you were on my last stream, Swaggy, but basically we did Forex. So I talked about the importance of, I guess, news. It is really important. We always start with news, but when I see a setup, I tend to take it. If I like the setup, I do. Being mindful of obviously having such big news like FOMC, all I might do is basically you know, just widen my stop loss a little bit. So if this was my trade and another FOMC, maybe I'll just do a little bit wider, just because obviously there's more volatility involved. So yeah, easy. Can I check FET? Oh, no worries, Pacman. Easy. I can check FET as the last one. Yes. FET, USD Super Intelligence, which fits with what we talked about today, because that's also AI. So bullish on FET, of course. I think we took a trade from somewhere down here. There is no reason, right, why this thing doesn't come, in my opinion personally, why this thing doesn't come back into these kind of levels up here. So it comes and retest. It's already been recently, but to me personally, I'm probably going to look at, you know, exit around the $4. However, we do see this scenario play out. So obviously we've broken structure. We could potentially come back down here. So just be mindful of that. If you are in leverage trade, you know, I took this as a portfolio. I did say, so I'm chilling on my portfolio. It goes up, it goes down, whatever. But if you did took this as a leverage trade, just be mindful that there is a very strong chance that we go back to that area. Okay, so because we have broken structure here, and we're starting to retrace. And if you took a fib, you know, fibs on lie, you take it from the last low, which is, let's take it from here, really. So you're looking at, you know, 705 to 786. So really, really important area. And on the 3-day, I'm sure it's probably even clearer with it. No, maybe on the 2-day. Yeah, these two candles really are the ones that I'll be looking out for, right? So keep an eye on FET if you are on a leverage trade. But yeah, like I said, super bullish on FET, especially long term. Like I've got zero sweat in holding this, you know, up to the $3.50 to $4, and even more. So keep an eye on Ocean too, right? Like if you're bullish on FET, you should be bullish on Ocean as well, which is basically part of the same artificial and super intelligence. And you can see the chart is pretty much identical, but it's a much lower cap, so the gains potentially could be even bigger. So something to look out for, which I think I talked about it in last stream. So I'm keeping an eye on Ocean currently. Yeah, RC, yes, yeah, this RC token. And I think that's it for tonight. That's all I wanted to chat to you guys about, girls. A little bit about AI, and yeah, obviously we talked about quantum computing and some of the bigger plays. So thank you for kicking back with me. Absolutely. Pleasure, Big Maxer, and everyone else that is on the stream here. I appreciate you every time. Thank you for coming. Thank you for responding in the chat. You guys are the best. So I only drink tequila and buy Sol. I drink wine as I'm speaking to you, Cletus. So I mean, sorry, grape juice. Sorry, grape juice. Sorry, grape juice. Yeah. Have a good night, team. Thanks heaps. And yeah, guys, I'll see you in the chat. Ciao, ciao.